gig economy is ever changing, and what I'll share in this segment of the Gig Geezer is yet another example. If this is your first time checking out the Gig Geezer, if you're a returning visitor of the Gig Geezer, thanks for coming by, and if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. Well, this segment of the Gig Geezer is going to talk about a catering app, and that is the DeliverThat app. DeliverThat, at least for me and my market, the Columbia, South Carolina metropolitan area, is one of two major catering apps that offer opportunities. Now, I have uploaded multiple videos on catering since 2022, so I invite you to check out any of those videos in the Gig Geezer archive. One thing I will point out with the DeliverThat app, DeliverThat boasts of saying that it is a company that is created by drivers for drivers. I'll leave that to you to decide whether it is a company that is created by drivers for drivers, with the emphasis on drivers. But with the latest changes that DeliverThat will be implementing, in fact, this coming Monday, October 14th, DeliverThat says that it is revising its tip schedule for orders that are dispersed through EzCater. Now, EzCater, as I've explained in past segments of the Gig Geezer, is an aggregator, in that what it does is it is like the main hub by which catering orders. It is the main hub by which catering orders come through, and then what EzCater does is disperse them out to It disperses these orders out to the various gig apps that are in the marketplace. And these gig apps, there's a lot of competition for these opportunities, and the way that they try to set themselves apart from its competition is through its metrics, and its metrics being the percentage of orders that are accepted by drivers, then the percentage of orders that are completed by drivers, and the percentage of orders that are in which drivers arrive on time, and the percentage of orders in which they completed within a certain time frame. So again, DeliverThat is revising its tip schedule for drivers for EzCater based orders starting Monday, October 14th. And the reason why I emphasize EzCater based orders is because there are two types of orders that actually come across on the DeliverThat app. There are also orders that are not dispersed through EzCater. Those orders tend to be, at least in my experience, those orders tend to be like from honey baked ham. And what happens with the honey baked ham orders, if there's any tip that you're going to see, it's going to be seen pre-delivery, in that the customer has already earmarked a certain dollar amount for orders for that order. Whereas, at least through today and at least through Sunday, October 13th, DeliverThat as it was introduced to me in my market 2 years ago, June 2022, we were informed how EzCater has a tip pool for its orders. Although I've later learned over time, in fact, in this segment of the Gig Geezer, I gave a very in-depth explanation. On EzCater based orders, DeliverThat has offered a guaranteed tip pool for all orders, and the tip pool, while some may scoff, and many have complained about it, saying how it's not fair that, well, if this order is only $90 and you're still going to get a guaranteed amount, and then this order is $500 and some dollars and you're still only going to get a guaranteed amount, and then this order is $1,000, you're only going to still get a guaranteed amount. The main reason why it was done is because there were customers who didn't tip, or they tipped very poorly. I mean, very, very poorly. And that I recall, at least in some early Gig Geezer segments, where I pointed out to where I delivered to one particular customer a catering order that occurred on another app, and how poorly they tipped, but because it then appeared on EzCater, it kind of made up for what they didn't do. So that tip pool amount for those DeliverThat orders that were dispersed through EzCater, the tip amount was anywhere between $21 and $27. Every now and then it got above 27, but most times you kind of anticipated the tip amount was going to be anywhere between $23 and $25. And that was rather consistent over these past 2 years, two plus years to be exact. So, what will we see on Monday, October 14th? DeliverThat will be presenting a sliding scale with a minimum tip amount based on order size. So that means orders in upwards of $299.99, drivers will see a minimum tip amount of $10. Orders from $300 to $699.99, drivers will see a minimum tip amount of $20. Orders from $700 to $999.99, the minimum tip amount will be $30. $1,000 to $1,999.99, a minimum of $100. Likewise, from $2,000 to $2999.99, $200. $3,000 to $3999.99, $300. $400 to $4999.99, $400. And then any orders with 5,000 or more, it'll be 10% of the order size. So here's where here's where I may be repeating myself though, but I'm going to say it again. From my experience over the previous 2 years, typical orders on the DeliverThat app, at least in my market, the Columbia, South Carolina metropolitan area, these orders paid between $30 and $39, and it didn't matter what the order size was. Now, most orders that I did see, whenever I did see them that appeared on my phone, the order sizes could be anywhere from $50 up to $700, $800. I never saw any order that was over $1,000. Now, that's just for my market. Now, on another app, I'd seen orders in upwards of $3,500, $3,600. And one other thing that I'll mention with DeliverThat is, now I have seen a smattering of orders that have paid $40 in the $40 range, but I'd only seen 2 orders in my time of having completed orders on the app in which they paid $50 or more. Conversely, on yet another app that I won't mention in this video, but I have mentioned it in other Gig Geezer segments, the most I'd earned on a single catering opportunity on that app was $370+. Now the order size was $3,400, but I have earned $300 or more a handful of times on that app, $200 or more about a dozen times, and then $100 or more than right at about 2 dozen times. So somewhere close to 40 times I have earned $100 or more on a single order on that app. So now what I will say too is that the dollar amounts that I'm talking about in my market may not be in your market, and there are some folk who've had a much better experience on the DeliverThat app. What I did want to do is take the time to convey to you, at least in my audience, the Gig Geezer audience, about the revision that's going to be implemented on Monday, October 14th. Now, I did not see this email blast until actually after checking out another content creator's, Nola Grind. He's based out of New Orleans. That's what Nola means, New Orleans, Louisiana. And he's a gig worker who also plays poker professionally. And he gave a rather in-depth explanation of what his take was from the changes that are about to be implemented on Monday. And so I'm giving perhaps a little different spin, or maybe adding a little more to what he's already communicated to his audience as well. So that's all I have to share for this particular segment of the Gig Geezer. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane as always. May your grind and may your hustle continue.